So our next group of racers we have here, Fernando and Cheek for Life. And the racers are off. Cheek for Life with a little jump. Keep going. Fernando, keep going. Cheek will have to wait for the penalty due to stopping. You have to wait. You can still catch up. This is a 3-lap race for a reason, Cheek.
Can I? Alright.
Cheek for Life. About maybe 8 to 10 seconds behind Fernando, but this is a long race for a reason. Fernando can still make a mistake and Cheek can capitalize.
Fernando just left the city.
He's gonna need to make a really big mistake for me to catch them.
Cheek pretty consistently driving around. It seems like a little bit of a jump, but seems to be handling the Challenger pretty good. We'll see what Cheek can do down the hill. Fernando is very far away with a really big lead. Cheek carries a lot of speed, bouncing.
Come on!
Cheek, keep going, giving Fernando an even bigger lead. Cheek is just digged himself in an even bigger hole. We'll see if Cheek for Life can catch up. But right now, it looks like Fernando has a very big lead.
We just got past the train, so are we letting him go still?
Red flag. Everyone must stop. 3, 2, 1, go. The racers are back. They're racing again. Seems like the gap has stayed the same. Cheek can still catch up because Fernando will have to do 2 more laps.
I see him.
It is not over yet. Fernando's still with a big lead. Cheek carrying a lot of speed, but hitting the little piece of terrain, flinging his car up into the air. Cheek digging himself in an even deeper hole. It's going to be really tough for Cheek to catch up. Cheek has already made 2 big mistakes. Fernando has been pretty much mistake-free from what I'm seeing. I can't even see where Fernando is at right now.
I think he's going out the city. I think.
Fernando with a ginormous lead. Cheek
What?
doing a barrel roll, keeping it going, but that will cost Cheek even more time. Fernando with a very big lead. A lead so big, I can't even tell where Fernando is. Looks like on my screen, Fernando has just gone under the bridge. Cheek,
Wait, what?
keep going, Cheek. There's like a little bump in there that annoyingly stops the car for some reason. Cheek in a really, really deep hole right now. Anything can still happen, but it looks like Fernando might win, as Fernando is probably approaching the next lap. Cheek, keep going. You cannot go around that tree. On the rulebook, I deliberately put if you cut that tree, you're gonna get disqualified, and you didn't cut the tree, which is good. Cheek just passing the train tracks. Cheek about to approach the final lap, but Fernando cannot be seen on my screen. Fernando with a ginormous lead. I would say about maybe half a lap ahead of Cheek, but anything can happen. It is not over yet. Fernando's gonna have to choke very, very hard if Cheek wants to even have a chance of advancing to the next round. It's just that Fernando has been pretty much mistake-free this whole race, and Cheek has made maybe 3 somewhat major mistakes. Both racers have been racing pretty well and carrying a lot of speed, but the mistakes have shown for Cheek for Life, pretty much. I can't even see Fernando on my screen. It looks like Fernando has already passed the bridge. Cheek just about to go under the bridge. Both drivers still remaining on the track. Has Fernando finished the race yet? Fernando has already finished the race. Cheek for Life just passing the gas station. Looks like Fernando will take a really big lead and advance to the next round. Barring the mistakes Cheek made, if Cheek didn't make any mistakes, I think we could have gotten a really competitive race on our hands. We have our next 2 group of racers, Professor and Gabby. We'll see which racer comes out on top. And they're off. Professor, with a little bit of a late start, but this is 3 laps for a reason. Professor can catch up at any moment.
Yeah, Professor is pretty close to Gabby. Anything can happen yet.
They're entering the city. Oh man.
Both racers pretty close to each other. Let's hope the bumps don't become an issue. Both racers handle the bumps a little better, but it seems like on Professor's screen he's lagging a little bit.
Gabby thinks
Looks like it was like a little freeze on Professor's screen because he just stopped on the screen for no reason.
Gabby
Professor
thinks
can still catch up. We're
Professor,
still on the first lap.
Professor
Oh,
just
Gabby,
getting
slow
under the
down.
bridge.
Professor is gonna have to turn up his pace up a notch a little. He crashes, flips over. Can Professor recover? Gabby getting an even bigger lead. Professor going through the tunnel. Can we please get an update on Gabby?
He just passed the gas station.
Well, Professor is getting past the tree.
Professor is carrying a lot of speed.
Getting towards the gas station. Professor looks like has caught up a little to Gabby, but Gabby still has a massive lead.
It's still anybody's race.
Yep. 2 laps to go. Gabby starting his final lap.
Gabby has not started his final lap yet.
Oh wait, never mind.
It's fine, it's fine.
Gabby
Both
said-
racers are still in it. It's still anybody's race. Things can change very quickly in a blink of an eye. In a matter of seconds, Professor could potentially be battling for the lead back in it. Just like that. Professor stopped by the bumps again.
Oh, no.
Keeps it going, but that will cost Professor even more time.
Yeah, Gabby is far ahead, but Professor could still.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Oh, Gabby crashes a bit down the hill.
Professor has an opportunity to catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
Gabby's still trying. No, that's not Gabby. That's a blade. Why was I looking at the blade? Think that's Gabby. Professor getting through that section near perfectly. He might have something for Gabby if Gabby makes another mistake.
Gabby's heading towards the gas station, I think.
Professor knows he's gonna have to push hard if he wants to beat Gabby, but anything can still happen.
Yeah.
Gabby just
Professor
finished-
getting bad bounces, flipping over. Professor,
Oh, no.
keep it going. Put it back on the road. Back on the road, please. There we go. Professor,
Gabby
keeping
on lap
shifting back into drive.
Gabby's starting his final lap as Professor is gonna finish his second one, and Professor is on his final
Professor
lap.
looked to start catching up to Gabby a little bit, but due to a bad bounce, Professor ended up crashing. It's still anybody's race, but it's starting to look even more likely that Gabby will advance to the next round. Both racers have shown a lot of speed, but little bumps in the road end up affecting their performance. Professor gets through there neatly, but it might be too little too late for Professor. Professor not giving up, keeping his foot on the floor.
Gabby is under the bridge, I think. I'm not
Professor, can he go through this section neat again? Yes, he does. A little bit of a bounce, a little tap on the barrier, but keeps it going. But I don't know if it's. I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag, red flag. Everyone must stop. Everyone, Professor, stop, stop.
Stop the ball.
Flag.
Go, everyone go, everyone go. I don't think that was gonna really affect the race because Gabby already had a really big lead. But a few mistakes, and possibly due to the nature of the jailbreak road being a little bumpy,
and Gabby finished the race.
Wait, that was
Gabby has won.
GG.
Gabby wins.
GG.
Professor losing, but put up a very good fight.
Our next group of racers we have here, AZ, a JBMS racer, versus Nath. It's Nath, a Crash Nation Discord server moderator. So it's basically a Discord server moderator versus JBMS racer. Let's see if the Crash Nation colors can give Nath some needed good luck. And the race is on. AZ with a little bit of a jump, but they're still side by side next to each other. Nath backing out of that, a smart move. Instead of
AZ
crashing
takes
in.
a little lead, but Naf is just behind trying to catch up. This is already pretty intense. And there's a fire on the road. This is wild.
Nath fell a little bit behind on the restart, but was smart to pull back and file in line by Nath. But a little bump in the road slows down Nath. Still a lot of time left to recover. A very unfortunate turn of events for Nath.
Hey, but that's
Approaching the tunnel.
There was a Black Hawk flying very low. Let's hope that does not mess up Nath.
AZ heading towards the hill, while Nap heading under the mountain bridge or tunnel.
Oh, he gained speed down the hill.
Nath has been
AZ
running pretty good, carrying a lot of speed, bouncing off the barrier, over the terrain, keeps it going, but that will cost Nath some time. At least Nath was able to get through there somewhat decently, apart from when he crashed into the terrain. Looks like AZ has a really big lead. It's gonna...
Yeah, AZ is just past the gas station, while Nap heads on over to the gas station. Nap can still catch up, but AZ would have to make
AZ just finished
Nath
lap
is
1.
gonna really need those Crash Nation colors to propel Nath and give him some, well, much needed good luck.
Exactly.
Nath completing his first lap. Both racers on to the second lap. Nath almost hits the tree, but swerves around it. Can we get an update on AZ?
AZ
Driving through the city.
Driving through the city.
He's passing the
Nap
police
is
station.
heading towards
Nice.
the city. Nap just enters the city right here.
Nath still keeping a decent pace to AZ, but AZ can still make a mistake and allow Nath to close the gap much further.
AZ is heading towards the hill, while Nap is heading towards the tunnel, I think.
Oh, the Black Hawk. Don't
AZ
mess
gained
up
some
Nath.
speed down the hill.
AZ, yeah, he gained a lot of speed.
Nath
but
gaining a lot of speed down the hill. That little bump stops Nath a little bit, but that might be a good thing because Nath was carrying a lot of speed. Please get the Black Hawk out of the way. We don't want low flying Black Hawks messing up the racers today.
AZ just passed the gas station, while Nap.
The gap has pretty much stayed the same.
AZ approaching lap 3.
Oh.
Nath has kept a really good pace, but due to a very early mistake, it has been hard for Nath to recover. Nath is going up against a JBMS racer and doing a pretty decent job, but it's going to be really hard for AZ to give up this win easily. Nath's going to need a miracle if he wants to catch up to AZ at this point.
Need to concentrate on AZ because he can just fall in the water and Nap has to win.
Yes, it is that easy. AZ can easily fall into the water going down the hill and disqualify himself, giving Nath the win and advancement to the quarterfinal round.
AZ heading down the hill, carrying a lot of speed, but takes it conservatively, and AZ
Took it kind of easy.
What is Nath going to do down this tunnel? Carrying a lot of speed almost into the water, but Nath keeps it straight. Nath was looking... Please stop flying your Black Hawk very low. That's messing up Nath. Who's flying their Black Hawk low? That is a very unfortunate turn of events. I don't think that was going to change the race, but next time, if you fly the Black Hawk low, I will kick. I'm not afraid to do that.
AZ
Nath
about to finish
crashing
the
into
race.
the tree.
and AZ takes the win.
AZ has finished the race.
GG.
GG.
Yeah. Come on over here for the interviews.
Nath put on a really good fight and tried his very best, but unfortunately wasn't enough for the JBMS racer. Nath will cross the line.
Alright,
AZ
it's Nate.
will make it to the quarterfinals.